Iron Man is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, as well as its associated media. The character was created by writer and editor Stan Lee, developed by scripter Larry Lieber, and designed by artists Don Heck and Jack Kirby. He made his first appearance in Tales of Suspense number 39. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he is portrayed by Robert Downey Jr. Genius, billionaire and playwright Tony Stark, who inherited the Stark Industries from the father of defense. He went to Afghanistan. The country was devastated by the war with his friend, and his liaison officer, Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, to present a new missile invention named Jericho. After the presentation, the escort was ambushed and Stark was seriously injured by his grenade launcher. He was arrested and imprisoned in the cave of the Ten Rings terrorist group. Here Tony met with fellow Yinsen Plight, who helped mount an electromagnet in his chest to prevent pieces of grenades from stabbing the heart and threatening Stark's life. Ten Rings boss Rossa promised to release Tony on the condition that he designed the Jericho missile for them, but both Tony and Yinsen knew Rossa would not be able to keep up. Stark and Yinsen secretly built a giant generator called an arc reactor to provide electromagnetic energy to Stark and armor to assist in the escape. Although the two had kept the shirt close to the finish, Ten Rings terrorists discovered this intention and attacked their factory. Yinsen sacrifices to distract them in order to give him more time to recharge. Stark in his armored suit escaped from the cave to find Yinsen, who was in agony in anger, burned Ten Rings' weapons and flew off, crashed into the desert and the armor is shattered. After being rescued by Rhodes, Stark returns home and declares that his company will not produce weapons. Obadiah Stane, his father's former partner and company manager, advises Stark that his intention is to destroy the Stark Industries group and the estate of his late father. At the workshop, Stark immediately embarked on a more powerful armor as well as a more efficient arc reactor. Assistant Pepper Potts placed the first arc reactor in a small glass box. Although Stane suggested Stark announce details of the project, he decided to keep it separate. At a charity event organized by Stark Industries, reporter Christine Everhart revealed to Stark that the company's weapons, including the new Jericho missile, were given to Ten Rings to attack Gulmira, the village of Yinsen. Stark also knows that Stane is plotting to replace him as the company's new leader. Outraged, Stark immediately wears armor to fly to Afghanistan to rescue the village of Yinsen. While flying back home, Stark was attacked by two F-22 Raptor fighters. This forced him to reveal his identity to Rhodes over the phone in hopes of ending the government's attacks. Meanwhile, Ten Rings are reassembling the shattered armor from the test suit Stark wore and met Stane, who defeated Rossa and led the surviving members of the party. Stane now possesses massive new armor thanks to the reverse engineering of the shards. In search of other weapons handed over to Ten Rings, Stark sent Pepper to hack the company's computer system from Stane's office. She later finds out that Stane was the weapon supplier for Ten Rings and sent them to kill Stark, but they did not keep up. Potts also immediately met with Agent Coulson of SHIELD, an anti-terrorist agency, to report on Stane's crimes. As Stane's scientists were unable to restore Stark's arc reactor, Stane ambushed at his home and took it. Stark prepared a replacement furnace to replace the lost one. While Potts and the agents SHIELD trying to catch Stane, he carries on his armor and attacks them. Stark fought with Stane, but was overwhelmed because the armor could not operate at full power without a proper arc reactor. The war led Stark and Stane to the top of the Stark Industries group building, while Stark instructed Potts to overload large arc reactors to power the building. An enormous aura of electricity has left Stane and his armor in an exploding reactor, ending his life. At the press conference the following day, Stark, despite the suggestion from SHIELD, publicly announced the name Iron Man that the media nicknamed the superhero himself.